Step 4 in setting up Pentair automation systems is to set up the equipment. For examples, we'll set up a Pentair variable speed and flow pump, gas heater, and valve actuator. Starting at the home screen, tap the settings button. On the settings screen, use the down arrow key to get to advanced system configuration and tap it. Now tap installation setup. And let's start with the VSF pump by tapping the pumps button. Now tap the add pump button. Here we have a list of the available pump options we can set up. Let's go ahead and select IntelliFlow VSF. That brings us to the setup screen for the pump. We tap the settings button to begin. The settings screen shows us the pump type, which we could change from here if we made a mistake selecting the pump type, but we can leave this for now. With the pump name button, we could change the name of the pump if we need a little help distinguishing this pump from others on the system. For now, we can leave this as VSF. The pump address button lets us address this pump to help the IntelliCenter distinguish this pump from others on the system. Since this is our only pump, we can leave it as pump address 1. The minimum pump speed in RPM is defaulted to 450, which is the lowest speed for the pump, and can be set as high as 1700 RPM. The max RPM is set to 3450, which is the max speed for the pump, and can be set to as low as 1900 RPM. Let's tap the down arrow button to access more pump settings. The minimum flow in gallons per minute is default to 20 gallons per minute and can be set to as high as 70 gallons per minute. The max flow in GPM is set to 140 and can be set to as low as 80 gallons per minute. We can use these minimum and maximum settings to customize the pump's minimum and maximum flow rates or speeds to match your system. The step sizes in RPM and GPM are just how much the setting changes with each tap of the button when setting up speeds and flows for each circuit. We'll see this shortly when setting up a couple pump circuits. Let's tap the back button to return to the setup screen for the pump. Now tap the speed and flow circuits button. For the IntelliFlow pumps, every speed needs a circuit to trigger it, and every additional speed needs a different circuit, meaning each circuit can only have one speed assigned to it. So you wouldn't want to assign multiple speeds to, let's say, the pull circuit, for instance. Let's go ahead and select the pull circuit here for our first speed, and then tap the check button to save the setting. On this screen, we can change from RPM to GPM with the toggle, and then we can adjust the flow rate to anywhere within the minimum and maximum ranges we established in the settings menu for this pump. And notice how the flow rate changes by 1 gallon per minute with each tap of the button. This is the GPM step size we discussed earlier. Now we'll tap the back arrow to get back to the Add Circuit screen. Tap the Add Circuit button again, and let's set up another circuit for a cleaner. Select the cleaner circuit and tap the check button. At the circuit settings screen, let's leave this circuit set to RPM and change the speed to 2700 RPM. Notice that the RPM changes by 100 with each tap of the button, just like the step size set in the pump settings menu. And now we'll tap the back button to save the setting. Back at the Add Circuit screen, if you want to delete a circuit, we simply tap the delete icon, select the circuit we want to delete, and then tap the check button to complete the action. The pump status button will show us any issues with the pump, such as communication issues or priming alarms. Now let's tap the back button to get to the installation setup screen and select heaters, and tap the Add Heater button. Here we have a list of heater types IntelliCenter will control. Let's select gas to set up a gas heater. Here we can change the name of this heater to help distinguish between multiple heaters on the system, but for now we can leave this as gas heater. If we tap the affiliated body, we can assign this heater to be used by either pool or spa or both. For now, let's set it to be used by the spa. We can also set the cool down delay, which is the time the system forces the pump to stay on after the heater shuts off to cool down the heater. It can be set from 0 to 15 minutes with the plus and minus buttons. Now let's tap the back button. To delete a heater, just like the pump circuits, we tap the delete icon, select the heater, and tap the check button to save the setting. Now let's tap the back arrow to get to installation setup. Let's select valves. On this screen, we have a list of the valves connected to the system. Intake and return valves are pre-programmed, so let's tap valve A. Again, IntelliCenter gives us the option to rename this valve, but we can leave it set to valve A for now and tap the assigned circuit button. Valve A and B need a circuit assigned to tell the valve when to operate. When that circuit turns on or off, the valve opens or closes with it. Let's select the water feature circuit and tap the check button to save this setting. Now valve A knows to open and close with the water feature circuit. And that's mostly it for setting up equipment for the IntelliCenter. From here we can press and hold the back button for about a second to get back to the home screen.